Yeah, there's three trustees and the superintendent. We have one alternate. Okay, this is the February 12th, 2026 Cemetery Trustee Meeting. For the record, we have Jillian and Jim are here. Skip is absent right now. Caleb emailed and has an excused absence. He couldn't make this meeting tonight. We also have the town administrator with us to talk about the Poor Farm Survey. And I'd like to bring that to the first. That way Julie can go and do more important things, I guess. So on, I guess I will just, I gave you all a copy of the email that I got from Paul Kleiman, because as we discussed last time, I had some information from the town planner, from Glenn, on how to proceed. In reviewing this, Paul kind of came up with the idea that the most effective way to do this would be to have a right-of-way type easement on the current property, rather than trying to create two separate deeds, update one deed and then create a new deed. So Paul is saying that if we can get a new survey that has the endorsement of the planning board removed, as well as adding a note for the demarcation, that I guess we'll have to have Julie explain to us. I guess that we'll take it to the town attorney to have the deed work done. And just so you know, I did email Laval Associates to have with that request to update the drawing, but I just did that yesterday, so I have not heard back yet. But basically, the only thing that would change is the note that's on the drawing. We removed the planning board. I asked them to please remove the planning board endorsement, and then to add a note on there that the demarcation of the cemetery is to show the town easement of interest.
So it's not like we're creating, it's not like we're creating a pathway for right-of-way. It's just a town easement of interest.
Right.
Okay.
Do you want me to make copies of this?
If you have, I think that's the latest one.
Yeah. Yes.
I think we all have
Okay.
a copy of this. We definitely have a
I'd like
copy
to
of
get
the
another one,
latest.
though, but we can do it after.
Yeah.
It's fine, yeah.
Just so you would know what I'm talking about.
Right, right.
You want me to go make copies? real quick?
Sure.
You guys can go do your first item.
Okay.
and I'll-
Yep.
like-
So we have the light bill. Were there any deeds?
Nope.
Okay. I guess we can review the budget. Jillian printed out. So it looks like we're at $729.75, and this is just through, well, today, I guess you ran this?
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense.
You're making adjustments as you go.
Just one last thing. Do you know, have the books been closed on 2025 on the cemetery line? Do we know how much was left over, if anything?
I believe so.
I mean, it's just, if you don't know, I mean, it's just a rough guess, whatever, because we had voted that, or
Do you?
I think the select board had approved whatever we had left, they would encumber to pay for this, towards
Julie,
the
is this-
survey.
Would it be on here? That's the one you sent me for end of year last year.
When did I send that?
That was like a week ago?
Yes, that was only like 3 days ago, it looks
So
like.
the 9th.
Yeah,
So what was the balance?
that should be up to
Sure.
date.
Oh,
So it looked like, I'm going to hand that to you because I don't know how to read it. Thank you.
No, this is the 2026 one.
Okay, this is the 25 one.
thank you. She's just finishing.
Sure.
I had asked the question about how much we had left in 2025 that would have been encumbered to it.
Looks like $259.58.
Well, the 259.58.
Yes.
And that can be encumbered to put towards the survey?
That's what the select board had voted, so, yeah, it won't pay for the whole thing. But remember, the select board had already approved paying for that quote, so. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jillian, for the budget update.
Bonjour, Skip.
For you.
So Skip, we're just talking about the town administrator is going to go over the survey of the Poor Farm Cemetery and the next steps that we're going to take. The survey of the Poor Farm Cemetery and the next steps that we're going to take. So that's what the drawing that's in front of you.
Okay, what Paul is recommending is that the property owners be asked if they will allow an easement for the cemetery association to access the cemetery for maintenance, as well as anyone wishing to
Yeah,
stop to visit the.
yeah. What Paul told me, the way the easement works, 'cause I asked the same question, Joyce, that you had, because my non-lawyer, non-zoning type mind, when I hear easement, I always think it's like an access road or something like that. And he told me that, no, it's just, the way this would work is that cemetery that's shown on the drawing would have an easement that basically says the cemetery trustees and the superintendent reserve the right to access that for maintenance and upkeep of the Poor Farm Cemetery. And then obviously visitation of that, we already have listed that
Okay.
they have to go through the superintendent who would give approval from the trustees. So I think we would be covered there. But yeah, it'd be important that it list that we need access to it to do maintenance. on
Yeah,
behalf of the
he
town
suggested
cemetery.
that maybe even including the use of that existing trail as it's shown on
Yeah,
the,
that's actually how we've been accessing it, to be honest. That-
so, yeah, he just didn't know if there should be some type of sign posted at the beginning of the trail or somewhere that people would need to notify.
I don't, this is just my opinion,
Sure.
and we've discussed this a little bit, because when we were first working on this, we were not telling people where this was, because it is on private property, there is no public access, and basically, if the public wants to access this, they would have to seek permission from the landowner to cross his property. Although in New Hampshire, again, the law is, you have access unless it's posted, and there is a trail that runs along, but clearly what we'd want to do is make sure that we, the town, has access to it to do the maintenance, because, well, we did declare it an abandoned cemetery. But I don't think we need to put a sign or anything like that.
I think the general understanding and the way I'm thinking of the laws is that if anybody wants to visit it, it really should be that if they want to visit, they need to come see us being the town, cemetery, whoever, before actually going out there. And I think then we would touch base with the Sanborns. I don't think they can refuse access, but I think they could say, well, we're having a gathering on Saturday, so we'd rather not have it on Saturday, but if you want to come Sunday, that kind of thing. So I'm just saying, I see the right of way and an easement. I wouldn't want to delineate an actual trail, because then that becomes, is that the town's or is that theirs? I think that if we just leave it as there's a municipal cemetery out there, we're asking the Sanborns, can we just have that right of way to be able to access it? They're probably going to be like, yes, okay, fine, we just need to have it in writing. They'll probably be fine with that. And then, if-
Yeah, and he also suggested maybe adding that to the notes up in the top right corner of the plan.
So add the easement,
that an easement has been granted.
He said to add a note that the demarcation of the cemetery show the town easements interest. That's how he
Right.
gave me the wording.
Yes.
That's what I requested that he
Yeah.
add in the plan.
Right,
notes,
and
so-
remove that.
Yes,
that
those
part.
are the two things I
Right.
requested.
So he said once the Sanborns, we have their approval for it, then we would contact town council.
Great, okay. And who takes this to the Sanborns? Is that something that,
That's something that he said the cemetery,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, and Joyce,
Um,
you'll take that because you've been kind of the,
Yeah,
between you and
Juliana.
Jillian have been the, kind of the conduits.
Just because I know how things work, I don't mind typing something up, share it with everybody, make sure it's a written thing. I would take it to them, have them sign it. I can notarize it where I'm a notary. And that way it's part of our file with all of this. So if they sell this going forward, at least it's in the
Right.
file. Because I'm now thinking, I have a right-of-way easement to the lake, and it's been dropped off the deed as it's moved forward. It's still there because we researched our deed, and it's there moving forward. It just, the language didn't move. So I think having it on the map and then making sure it just stays with the deed as it moves
And the
forward.
public access question, I'd have to look back if we actually voted that or if we put it anywhere in writing. I know when this first came up about the cemetery that we made it that if somebody because there were no descendants identified ever, that if somebody wanted to access it, they had to come to the superintendent or the cemetery trustees to get permission. I'm pretty sure we had that discussion. If we don't have it in a policy or something, either,
I thought we voted on that.
I think we did.
And I think it's an RSA too, that if you want to work in a private, and this is a municipal cemetery, you can't just go marching in there. You actually have to get a hold of the town government and say, hey, I need permission.
I would say that once we get this done, we get this easement done, we formally update our cemetery rules and regulations because it will be a town cemetery that's on a map, right,
Yep.
on a GIS, that we add that specifically into the rules and regulations saying that anybody who wishes to access the Brentwood Poor Farm Cemetery needs to come through the superintendent to the cemetery trustees. And that covers us.
And the wording should be, so either they can contact the superintendent or the trustee.
Right, exactly.
Or, and,
Yep.
or,
Yeah. And we can just say it's in line with whatever the 289 RSA is.
Yep.
Say,
Okay.
because the state says this, we're following suit.
you know.
This is what we're doing.
Make reference to that RSA.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay, any other questions for Julie before we go? Thank you.
yes. Oh,
Again, I really appreciate it because this is something that's been going on for a while and it's an odd situation. So
yeah,
a lot of us, no one really none of us really have done this before. And even, the planners, there's just an odd situation.
Right.
So we'll all be really happy when this gets done.
And this will be put on the tax map the next time we do it. How often do they update that tax map, you know? You know
yearly,
how
don't
often they update the tax
Annually?
map?
April.
Yeah, I
I
would
thought
say
it was-
once a
I
year.
thought they told
Once a
us
year.
it's once a year in April.
Annually.
Do we have to initiate something?
What she said was, once this is updated, right, well, excuse me, Joyce and Jillian will go to the Sanborns, making sure that we have permission for the easement. If they grant us permission, then we will get the deed updated with the easement, and that will take care of it. Then it will officially be on there. It'll be on his deed, and then we can add it to these coordinates are already done in a way that it could easily be added to the GIS, because Mark and they confirmed that.
Who initiates that? Have it updated on the,
Well, we would, once we get permission that it's an official easement and the deed is updated, we can get the planning people, how this is done, they notify the GIS people in April of all the changes that need to be put into that system. So we would be on the list with all the other things.
it won't get overlooked.
No, well, no, we would, no. And this would be pretty easy. They already told me that the coordinates they got from this will work with the GIS system.
And who paid for this?
The town. Remember, the select board voted to pay for this, and what we did is we encumbered the remaining funds that we had at the end of the year was $259.58, so that could go towards it. But the select board had already agreed to pay up to whatever the quote was that we had at the time. I presented that to the select board. That was already approved.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come back again.
Awesome.
Well, that's good.
I know, it's another step to getting there, right? Like, and I feel like we have some real good traction because, you know, we've kind of pulled different things along the way. And I know, Joyce, you've gone down these paths and all of a sudden you hit a roadblock or somebody goes, no, that's not right. But we'll eventually get there. And I appreciate that, like I said, Paul and Julie had looked at this and then talked to Mark and to Glenn about the right way to do this. And I
Whose
think
copy is this?
yours.
Okay. You'll have obviously
Okay.
the copy for the file.
So that's the Poor Farm Survey update. I guess the next item was to approve the January 8th, 2026 minutes. And again, in your packet, I have there's 2 pages. I'll just need a motion and a second to approve, or if there's any updates that need to be made.
Did you
Right
get
there.
reimbursed for the
Yep.
payment of the marker? I think you did, from the capital reserve fund.
I believe so. It was submitted. And the check for,
Yep,
yep,
got it.
got it. Glad you can finish my sentences.
And Skip, just so you know, it does say that the 1350 was approved on December 9th.
Do we need to put in the minutes about the LeBrew's name of those of the buyback? Is that-
We're gonna get to that. That's on the agenda, yep.
Oh,
It's on the agenda for tonight. Honestly, I think I left it off. I wasn't even sure if I should list it in the minutes if it's important to put the actual, that's why I didn't put the family name in the minutes. I mean, I can add that if you want, but I figured for minute purposes.
Yeah.
that looks good.
Good?
Motion? Second?
So I have a motion, Jillian, second, Skip, to accept the January 8th, 2026.
Minutes. Oh, we missed some.
You missed that one.
Yeah.
So it's now to accept the minutes with the correction to the date in the header to say 2026. All in favor? Okay, good, that's done. I'll update the date and I will update it on the web. I'll remove the draft. Date 2025 to 2026. Remove draft. And put on web. Okay. Okay, Joyce, the buyback update.
So the deed has been sent in, recorded with the registry for the buyback, and we have the check. The family is away till the end of February, so it's all just sitting in an envelope ready to go to them. So we were done with that. And then moving the monument will happen in the spring. So we're good.
Excellent.
I just need to follow up with you to make sure that the trustees of trust transfer the money from the capital reserve to the town, because the town paid for it.
And again, is it okay, do you want me just to keep it generic? To say
Sure.
that you have the check and deliver to them when the family returns, and the monument will be moved in the spring?
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason why we need to list names on things
No.
like this.
Who can ask?
Did you say they're gonna move the big, they're gonna have flat stones for the individual people, or they're gonna be raised?
I have no idea what they're doing for flats. They're just doing the main monument because it's on 4, they're gonna put it on 2.
But they'll have to process whatever they decide.
Oh, yeah, they've got all the paperwork already.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, next, under old business, new cemetery updates. I really don't have any new cemetery updates, but yeah. I have not heard from Rob on where it stands in terms of the town getting because again, that's what we're waiting for, is once the town owns that property, then I will go to the select board. We've already prepared the whole statement of how we would then work together to bring it to the town of Kingston to see what the next steps are on that.
Did that have to be a warrant article, or can it just be done?
I believe the select board already voted to accept it. That was voted by the select board to accept it as a gift, a donation to the
Okay.
town.
I believe that's correct.
Okay, no warrant article.
Yeah, it's not a warrant. I don't believe it's a warrant because, well, there's no,
Monetary.
the money that the select board has the authority to expend on
Okay.
that. They definitely voted. I was at that meeting when they voted to accept the donation because Rob came and gave them an overview of that.
Okay.
And the way that it's written is that it's being donated to the town, the primary purpose being the future cemetery. If that doesn't happen, that it's going to be conservation. Yeah, yep.
Okay. Cool.
We did the Poor Farm update. Okay, future planning, burial ground, and New Hampshire Grave Association, spring, summer focus. I guess all of this is yours, Joyce.
So I've actually added 2 more cemeteries to that. I put Lyford on there, which is on South Road, and the Smith, which is out by Route 27. Yeah, Route 27. My goal this summer is to visit all of them and at least acknowledge that they're there. The one on Deer Hill will probably be an exploration to find those stones. I've already talked to George on South Road. He is all in. He can't wait for us to come out. Lyford, I have a contact for someone to take us out and show us where they are so we can refine them. And then the Smith Cemetery is like the only one that I've never been to, so I would really like to have
Is that
us-
the Route 27 one, or is that
Yeah,
different?
well, it's not, that's,
Because you
it's
mentioned
right across
Lyford.
from the dragway, and there's a stone, brick house. It's up behind there.
The
The
Smith.
Smith House. So, and I've never been. I think that's like one of the few that I've never seen. So I'd like to, where we've done the Poor Farm, I'd like to be able to do those. And how New Hampshire Old Graveyard associates with that is that they have a couple people who are really good with mapping and exploring and inventorying. I actually have a book that I'm reading and doing research on how to do mapping. I would like to invite them, possibly, any of them, to come down and help us. It's just a couple more hands to help us do what we need to do.
I'm very excited for those projects.
Yeah, same. And what do you have?
This, that was in my files, I don't know where it came from, but it is a plan of that area with the headstones identified.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure, can you read how long ago that was?
July 1982,
Okay,
James LaValle did it, so we could even touch base with them for Deborah Witherall. And it is for that land. So that's cool that they're
Yeah.
marked there.
I didn't check the tax map to see if they had copied that on there, on the tax map or not, but
Yeah.
Is that the Deer Hill Road one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we make copies of that, Skip?
that's, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think you emailed this to all, because I've definitely seen this. I think you emailed this to us, Skip.
It's called the Hanson Cemetery. I
Yep.
think it's number 3, is it?
I think so,
Or
yeah.
something. And there's a note on it's on the back of that map. There's a note,
You said Hanson?
Hanson. Hanson people lived on Deer Hill.
Hanse or O-N?
Owen.
You know?
I think it's
Owen.
And Joyce, is this the cemetery that, when you mentioned Deer Hill, is this what you were referring to, or is it a different one?
Nope, that's it. Yep.
And I thought, I guess I didn't bring it, but that Reverend Sawyer had an article,
Oh, yeah.
a series in the Exeter newsletter way
Yep.
back in the 1800s, and he mentioned all the cemeteries in Brentwood at the time. I made a copy, but I guess I didn't bring it. I'll bring it next time, or maybe I'll send it in an email, which he mentions that property with the suggestion that it might have been the county farm burial ground. He just mentioned that in his little article. He
I
mentioned-
want to say that somebody mentioned that as well, but then said, no, this wasn't it because it was different property. This wasn't owned by the county farm, the poor farm at the time.
Okay, right.
That was gonna be my question. Is there a difference between the county farm and the poor farm?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah, right,
should be the
yeah.
poor farm.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think I remember that conversation somewhere that this property was not poor farm property.
Mm.
It was next door.
Yeah.
But we'll never know once we start digging around and see what's in there. So that's what I have for that. So it's in the works. We just have to wait for spring.
Yeah, at this rate, we're gonna be waiting a while. It's a lot of snow.
No.
They said 7 stones there. I don't know
Okay.
if that was supposed to be accurate or not.
Yeah, no, it's good. All the historical stuff.
And
Cool.
this is in the, from the official county records.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it
cool.
might be interesting to get the previous,
Do some
Wait,
research
wait,
on it.
no.
I'll leave that to you.
we'll follow that up.
Okay.
So all the records have been switched over there to the county, new county operation?
I
now?
have no idea. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Next is columbarium info.
I've talked to a few people. I've looked at a couple of them. I'm actually going to hand this around. So back in August of 2024, Exeter put in a 150 grave cremation garden with a 24 niche columbarium. I don't know why I didn't realize that. I just printed it the other day. This is a picture of kind of everything that's happening. I think we're still looking at all this. It's really relatively new. I will say they are expensive. Not only to buy them, but also it seems like, so I have some pricing, like Laconia charges for their columbariums, $900 for an 11 by 13 by 12 for one urn. If you want the double, it's $1,800. The price includes the plaque and engraving on front of the niche, interment of the cremations, and any perpetual care. Concord's was $2,700. Mount Hope, which is over in Bangor, Maine, can run anywhere between 1,800 to 3,900.
Have you found any, I mean, because I think Laconia, Concord, I mean, these are much larger than
Much bigger than
Brentwood. Like,
us.
have you,
Yep.
any
Um,
small towns that have these things?
There was one, and I just can't find it right now.
Okay.
It's just for ashes, correct?
These are just to put urns in a niche. Yep. Mount Calvary, which is Manchester, they were, double was 49.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm guessing it's to try to recover the costs of
of the
maybe constructing something like
the
this. It must
thing
be
itself,
expensive, you know?
Yeah. Meredith supposedly was getting one. They were getting theirs from Watertown. I haven't gotten any prices yet from any of the suppliers. I have one supplier who's been really awesome to work with, but she hasn't gotten back to me, and that was Granite State Monuments. I'm beginning to think, while this is a great thing, it might be outside of the price range of what our people would like to do. I think you're right. I think that anybody who's doing columbariums is just trying to get their money back. He's reading all my cheat sheets. I mean, it looks nice. I've seen the 24s. It's 4 rows of 6 columns, and they are nice, and I like their presentation in Exeter, but I don't think it's in keeping with what we're doing.
No,
mean-
it strikes me that this area is supposed to hold 150 grave cremations.
So,
But this, you could probably put 1,000 in that, in that area.
well, because you have to see, I don't know if you've ever been to Exeter to see their cremation gardens. This is what it will be. You see that now, but then they're gonna have all these walkways, and then they have these little cul-de-sacs, so this is all gonna be cremation area. I was hoping to have Randy come in, he's the superintendent in Exeter, to come in and talk to us about how they lay these out. He has a love-hate relationship from last time I talked to him with the cremation gardens, because once they're full, that's it, they're full. But it might be that we rethink about what to do in that area. I'm thinking in the spring, maybe we just go out and ask Randy to join us and be like,
Okay.
if this is your area and you're working with it, what would be your thoughts on how to manage it? I think a columbarium or 2 would be nice, but I think they're too expensive.
Yeah, that's not what we're we're not here to make money. We've said that 100 times. I don't think that fits with what we're looking
Yeah.
to do. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep going on it. I'll look for prices. I do want to look at the ones that are in Concord, because they had some really nice ones. They were maybe 12s and 6s, which if you put that on a 8x10 lot or a 4x10 lot, you would get more in. But if we're doing another cemetery, we might need, it's,
We
We
have
might-
time to research.
it's.
Yeah, we have time to look
Yeah.
at this more.
Yep.
We're not making a decision tonight.
I mean, we have.
But I'm kind of with you. When
Yeah.
you started saying these prices, it just starts to sound like,
And I do know, I mean, I thanked Watertown for getting a hold of me, but he was kind of like, this is the wave of the future.
well,
If you don't offer columbariums, you're missing out rapidly on an expanding segment of the market.
but I'm going to be honest with you, what do I know? I know what you people have taught me in 4 years now. We're in a town of 4,700 people, and the law says we have to provide a burial space for the people in town. And some of this sounds like business, not what we do here. And I like you said, you all taught me this isn't about making money or bringing in revenue for the town or attracting people. We don't even allow people who are outside of Brentwood to be buried here, right? Unless there's,
Special exceptions.
special cases, because we truly do this on behalf of the residents in the town and meeting the law. So I'm not sure I would agree with that. I mean, we know, we've discussed that in the future cemetery, there would definitely be an area where we do cremation only, and then because we know in New Hampshire especially, a lot of it is cremation, and we can get a lot more in. Remember when we did the numbers, I think we used 60-40 or something, even though the numbers are much higher for cremation in New Hampshire than anywhere else. So we're already gaining on those. I mean, I think it was like 80 years or something with 1 acre based
Yeah.
on our usage. So with this new cemetery, we were going to be like almost 200 years or 175 years or something like that.
And who's to say how the whole?
So when he's saying, "Oh, you're missing out on space," I don't really know about that. Not in,
Yeah,
not in any of our lifetimes. It's not going to be an issue in Brentwood.
It was definitely a business email, like, oh, they're in high
Yeah.
demand, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not looking at your audience here, so, I mean, I appreciated his time, but I'm like,
No.
that might not be where we want to go. So, I mean, I'll just file it in the minutes that we talked about it, but
No, I think I'm so glad. I mean, that you are looking for us at all, different ideas
Yep.
that are out there because, just because this one didn't work out right, that doesn't mean it's the effort that matters in looking into these things. It's really good. In fact, just like you said, maybe if there's other ones that aren't as expensive, maybe it is something we could look at. I just don't, I think we're going to have plenty of space in the new cemetery for doing cremation type burials.
and maybe we can do something more creative with that whole area of Tonry that's kind of,
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
when we
Scat.
pave it, maybe bump it up a little bit so that could be like a parking area, or parking area, if we could put benches in, or maybe that's where
Right.
trees go, but yeah, okay.
Right.
Revitalize it in a different way.
And then that is all we had on here, but
Yeah,
might
I
have
just did a lot of research and looking into it and kind of went, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be for us. It's just, we have the information if we need to move forward, but the prices were too steep for me.
Yes.
Okay. I think that's everything that's on the agenda.
So the only
But
other
I
thing
think, yeah, Joyce, you
I
wanted
had
to add
was,
something.
I do want to put in, I know the Brentwood newsletter is going to be a little bit filled. I thought now is the time, the maintenance, repairing, and preservation of cemeteries, the spring notice for 2026. It's the same one I put out every year.
This is actually a good time. The March issue.
Yep.
I mean, February is being delivered now, but the March issue, you can send it now.
Yep.
We have space because I know we have room for the March issue, so
Okay,
this is a good time to do it.
Okay. I just wondered what the meeting cutoff date would be. So usually they have to, if someone has a question or they don't want us to do anything or they need to know more, they have to contact us by a certain date in May. And I didn't know if you want to just do it for the next meeting,
Okay.
which is, I don't know,
Yeah, we don't. Let me just look.
7th maybe?
Well, Thursday, March 5th would be our normal meeting date.
But I'm thinking May, because.
Oh, you're talking about in May. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
May.
I'm giving people till May, because we open in April. I mean, I could bump it to the April,
All right,
but
yeah,
we
let's
probably
do it.
won't be
Let's
moving it.
just, if you need a date, we use May 7th.
May
That would be
7th.
the date, right? That's the first Thursday in May.
Yep. And I didn't put all the cemeteries on it because we don't always go into all, but I did write including but not limited to. So if somebody gets us, wants us to go out, do something.
What are the names of the people that live in that Hanson Cemetery property?
Ward, last name is Ward.
Before I go, I'm gonna check the town map and see, call up and see if these little marks, gravestones are there on the map. Did you already check that?
I didn't. I'm
For
trying.
the heck of it.
Yeah, I mean, then to do a historical look back to see
Yeah.
if like all the other old maps have them.
What's the name, did you say again?
May 7th. Okay.
Ward.
Yeah.
Ward,
W-A-R-D is the last name.
and that's, I don't know what number it is, but just for the heck of it, I mean,
Yeah.
interesting, because you'd have to be looking for it almost to see that.
Right. Which is why, like, being able to map that, so what I'm learning is, I'm pulling it from different sources to do the mapping, is like looking at it as a whole. Like, when you first see it, take pictures of it as a whole, and then when you get into it, I'm learning how to do the parallel lines, so you can actually lay down grids to be able to map out where the stones are, which is gonna take some geometry. It's so cool. But then also, like, what are your boundaries, how to use your boundaries, how to establish boundaries. Which one? Oh. So yeah, I think it'll be good to be able to delineate them now. Because Jim, it would be different having a known cemetery delineated on a map versus having a unknown, I would think.
What's that?
So if we have known cemeteries, like we know Hanson is there, we know the Children's Museum, Children's Cemetery is there, putting that on some sort of mapping is going to be different from what we're doing with the Poor Farm? Maybe?
Put them on,
Like mapping it out. So like the town of Belmont went through and all their maps are delineated on the GIS map.
and yeah, I think that's a good project. I don't even know if you remember, I actually have the list. I started doing
Yeah.
this. I started going through every cemetery to see if they were on the GIS. I never finished it, but why don't I do that for the next meeting? At least come in with a list of every cemetery that is in the big fat book that we currently know of, right? And I'll go through and say, and I started doing this, I got maybe through 5 or 6 of them. Yes, they are there, and I kind of took a little picture of it or something. Or no, they're not there.
We can
So at
even
least
do
we
that
have the
during a
list.
meeting.
Huh?
Yeah, let's do that
I
at
was
the
gonna say,
next
we can
meeting.
even do it.
Yeah, we
during
could
a
do it. I
meeting.
mean,
Like a workshop meeting.
okay.
Yeah. And then
All right.
maybe if people want to come and learn a little bit about what we're doing mapping.
And in
wise.
fact, I'll plug my computer in and we could kind of go through it together. And so you guys can tell me where it is. I'll look it up on the map, and I have 2 different, the map, I have the GIS, and then I have my OnX mapping. We could kind of, all right, you want to do that as the next meeting?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's my one good idea for the year. I'm out.
Thank you.
Um,
That's why we elected you.
It'll be a bonus in your envelope.
So actually, New Hampshire Old Graveyard has a database, and they have most, if not all, our cemeteries, not the Poor Farm yet, listed, and they probably will have a GPS coordinates to go with them, so we can kind of pull that all together.
Have a what with it?
The GPS
Oh,
coordinates,
GPS, yeah. Oh, wow.
ASAP, PDQ.
ABC?
Global positioning.
All right, so I'm going to say that our next meeting, we'll have a review. We'll go through all the cemeteries that we know of, and I'll have it up. We can verify whether they're on the GIS or not. And if they're not, we could even, like I said, with the mapping, if you know roughly where it is, we could kind of put a cursor over the center, and at least we'll list the GPS coordinates ourselves,
Right.
like this, because maybe there's something we can do with that. I don't know.
Yeah,
But it'd be worth going through the whole list.
yeah, it would.
That'd be,
Absolutely.
thank you, because we'll do it together. I don't have to do it by myself at home.
No need for you to do all the work yourself.
I'm bored. I don't have anything else to do.
Bored.
Okay.
When is our next meeting?
I think the next meeting is March 5th.
At 4?
It's up to the board. Do you like 4 o'clock? Does 4 o'clock work well?
I like 4
You like
o'clock.
4?
Yeah.
You like 4? March 5th, 4 p.m. Jillian, can you put that on like you
Yep.
did?
Put it on the calendar, reserve the room.
Yeah, I'll get it on the town calendar. I'll do that.
Okay.
And I'll put something, like, I can do that, if you just reserve the room.
Got it.
Because the calendar I have access to. That's
Okay.
actually pretty easy. And then I usually put the draft minutes up there with it too, so. Anything else?
Who's up for reelection?
I am,
Did you sign in?
yes.
Sign up.
And I'll be at the candidate
Contribute.
forum at 6 p.m. tonight. And please, I hope you don't ask me any difficult questions.
Oh,
Oh,
give
yes.
us-
At the candidate forum is this
Yeah,
evening.
6 o'clock tonight? Is that-
Yes. And I'm running unopposed, so hopefully I win. There's not a write-in candidate who beats me out. No, it's my honor to be here, and I'm running again.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Skip, did you get the little thumb drive that I left here for you? I left a little thumb drive on this table. It should have a ring with it.
Did
Yep.
you lie?
Is it underneath the paper? Because I know I left it like right here for you. It's under your paper. Never mind, I have it.
It was under, you were half right. It was under a paper.
That's why we're sitting on the side of the
Yeah.
table together, because we're, can you do us a favor? Your blue books that are on your computer. This is a brand spanking new thumb drive.
Never been used.
Never been used. Just
baby.
came out of the package. Jim watched me take it out.
We bought it just for you.
Labeled Blue Books 2026. Will you
Okay.
put your most up-to-date Blue Book
I will.
database?
I will bring it up to date with the new town report coming out whenever it comes out. March 2nd.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. And if you can get that to us
Okay.
by April,
Oh, yeah.
that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we get it onto, so if you get it to the superintendent, it'll be at least stored into safe places, your computer and hers. And then we could even get it to a hard drive where it'd be safely secured, so that it's just really important that we have that document, because there's a lot of work. You've done a lot of effort on
Yeah.
that, and it means a lot to all
Thank
of
you.
us, from both the Cemetery Trustees and the Historic Society. We just want to make sure that that data is protected,
I don't.
And the residents of the town.
Yeah.
because let's
you know,
face it,
everybody.
God forbid, if something ever happened to your computer, I'm not sure if you have everything all backed up, but this document, we want to make sure you get it on there and get it to the superintendent, so we have it protected. So that would be great.
Skip, how often do you update it?
I updated it every time I get some information, I add it on from whatever place. So, in my computer, but I'm so afraid that I'll lose everything, so
Yeah.
I keep the one before it and the one before that.
Yeah, that's good.
But they're all dated, so as of a particular,
So Skip, if you just put a copy onto that, like, do you know how to use those drives? Do you know how to use that thumb drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you put a copy on there, you could just text me or call me. I'll come pick it up. I'll get it for Joyce. I can get that. I can do that. You don't,
Just bring it to the April meeting.
where do you want me to put this?
Why don't you hang on to it and bring it to the next meeting, or bring it to the April meeting?
yeah, or you can get it to me. Once he does it, just get it to me and I'll have it.
You'll want a copy too.
Well, that would.
That'll be it.
Yeah.
If you get it on there,
Yeah.
I'll get it to her. I'll get it onto a hard drive here as well, so that it's
Yeah.
it's secured.
What's the chain of command? You want me to give it to you and you'll
Sure.
give it to her?
Sure.
I'll give
Yeah,
you-
as soon as you have it done, I'll come pick it up. I'm 2 minutes away from you. Yeah,
Make an appointment.
I will do that. I know how busy you are.
You have to bring.
And I'm
cookies.
retired, so I have plenty of time. So whatever, I have to, whatever you can fit me in.
When, did you tell me when that town?
Word on the street is March 2nd.
yeah,
Town
that's when
reports will be out.
It'll be out by March.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
That's what I'm saying, not till like April.
Well, I'll bring it up to date now and then I can add that.
Okay.
So I'll hold on to this unless you need it.
No, I don't know. No, it's yours.
I'll let you guys work it out.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So this is very nicely done.
So that was handed to me, I forget by who.
There's no date on it.
Oh, it's from, I think it was in the library. No, somebody in Exeter. Sorry, I have to think about where this came from. So this is a document that came from Exeter Public Library, and they're going through all their historical stuff, and they had whatever this is. It's Brentwood, New Hampshire cemetery records created by the New Hampshire Society of Genealogists, Rockingham County. There's a copy going to the cemetery files. There's a copy for historical, that's yours. The original is either going to go to the archives or it's going to go to UNH with the archives there. It has a lot to do with New Hampshire Old Graveyard. I think they may have worked on creating this, but
Wow, this is great.
Exeter sent it to us and they didn't really want it. They didn't know what to do with it. So it's
them.
ours now. I figured Skip would want it.
Yeah, and if he finds anything interesting, he can bring it back to us.
Yeah. Oh, it's his for the historical.
So Skip, you're good. March 5th, 4 p.m., right?
I'm gonna motion to adjourn, because I know some people are heading out to.
March 5th.
I mean, if there's no
Right.
other business, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. This is Middle Road here. No,
Skip,
Can you
Skip.
second my motion?
You second?
She did a motion to adjourn, because you can discuss this afterwards,
Okay.
but we don't need to have
Aye,
a
aye.
broadcast, right? All right. All right, so that's a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye, we're done. See you in March.
Well, this is Kingston. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, this has gotta be Middle Road here? Yes, because there's
Yeah,
the
right,
Dalton Road.
yeah. And there's the two cemeteries, yeah. Well,
Yep.
just